Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm here to talk to you once again about a very controversial topic, and that is Ruroc motorcycle helmets. What I want to accomplish in this video is telling you the differences and the pros and cons of both the Ruroc EOX, their newest, latest, and greatest, compared to the Atlas, their flagship helmet that started it all. If you enjoy this video, please consider leaving a like on it. If you want to see more content from me in the future, hit that subscribe button. Normally, we do motorcycle reviews on this channel, but it's cold outside, so that's not happening this time of year. We switched to commentary stuff, and we'll be here for a minute. And I've started a new gaming channel. It's called Omni Games. Link is in the description. Let me set the record straight. I purchased 3 Ruroc helmets with my own money. The EOX on my head was sent to me by someone from the company because at one point I tried helping them with a favor. I don't need to go into too much detail on that. You'll just have to take my word for it. I'm still going to give you my honest opinion on it because I never signed an official contract saying that I couldn't. It's also worth noting that I am an affiliate partner for Ruroc, but I'm not a sponsored creator. Maybe you don't know the difference, so let me tell you what that means. Basically, I can post links to Ruroc's website. If you click those links and you buy something from their website after you click on mine specifically within like 30 days. Boring, no one cares. I do get a small commission. But once again, my opinions are completely my own. And just for full transparency, and you can see that I'm not full of shit, here's my receipts from the helmets that I have purchased. So I do want to talk about the EOX, but first, I need to fill you in on the Atlas, how it started, and how we got to where it's at today. So, let's talk about it. So back in 2019, Ruroc made a leap into the motorcycle helmet space. Previously, they had been a snowboard-specific company. They started with the Atlas 1.0. Fast forward to today, and we've seen 4 iterations of the Atlas lineup with varying levels of success. I've personally owned the Atlas 3.0 and the 4.0. So let's start with my experience there. This helmet right here is an Atlas 3.0. This is the Cinco de Madness colorway. This helmet came out at the apex of the pandemic whenever stuff really started going haywire. And I think unfortunately for Ruroc and many other companies at that time, the quality reflected the global supply chain issues, but the 3.0 did see marked improvement, incorporating smoother operation and better looking precision compared to the 2.0 version. The biggest fallback of the Atlas 3.0 was the liner. It was nowhere close to what they had advertised. It was not premium at all. The density of the foam used in liner was the equivalent to that of an earplug, basically, and it deteriorated pretty quickly under regular use, which means that whenever you first get it, it probably fits pretty well, but after a few times of wearing it, it breaks down and just doesn't offer that nice, snug fit that you look for in a premium motorcycle helmet. And to make matters worse with this helmet, not only did they ship it out with pads that were different than what they had advertised, but then they had the gall to get on their website and post upgraded cheek pads, which are now installed in this helmet, for an upcharge. Granted, it was only $40, but why should I have to pay extra for a helmet with this kind of price tag and subpar padding that you promised would be better than what it was when you delivered it? Despite the sleek design and awesome airflow offered by the Atlas platform and the 3.0, the build quality showed notable flaws because, again, the pandemic really caused some supply chain issues and made everything harder for everybody. But that's no excuse. I would have rather them delayed the launch of the helmet to get us what they promised us. And there were plenty of content creators at the time who said that the Atlas 3.0 was pretty much what I just described. Kind of a letdown. But then, they got it right, and they fixed their mistakes with the Atlas 4.0. The helmet on my head was basically the redemption arc for Ruroc. And for those of you watching, pump the brakes a little bit before you pull the trigger on one of these the next time they launch a new helmet. Because unfortunately for you, as an early adopter, you're kind of punished by the company. If you wait until Black Friday or garage sale, as they like to call them, you can snag it at a discount, much like I did with my Ghost. This time, rather than buying it right at launch and paying a premium to be an early adopter, I waited. I had learned. And just, wow, the improvements were immediately noticeable. The liner was way more plush, it had multi-density foam, and you could even unzip the cheek pads and take layers out for a custom tailored fit. And to add to the safety aspects of their helmet, Ruroc introduced and partnered with Rayon. To keep it simple, Rayon is a non-Newtonian material designed to reduce impact forces. Though the Atlas 4.0 was a massive improvement, this helmet is still not perfect. The vent toggle up here is okay. It does eventually fracture the plastic along the top after much use, which, you know, nothing lasts forever. The chin vent toggle is actually on the inside of the helmet, which is an incredibly inconvenient design. And then to cap it all off, the trim piece on the bottom of the helmet, this has been an issue since the Atlas 1.0. I don't know if you can see that, but this black piece right here, those are constantly coming off of the helmet due to poor adhesion. Some super glue does fix that, but for a helmet with this price tag, you would think that you wouldn't have to be fixing it yourself. The Atlas 4.0's unique design and advanced safety features do give it a competitive edge, though it still trails slightly in terms of noise isolation and the overall refinement. But again, the Atlas 4.0 was a massive step forward in quality and safety. Comparatively to the industry standards set from Shoei and Arai, it's clear that Ruroc is bridging the gap, but we still have some catching up to do in terms of refinement, noise isolation, and quality control. And now I want to talk about the EOX. Ruroc has kept their iconic look, but added some thoughtful tweaks like smoother entry and exit for your head, slimmer cheek pads that come with it whenever you buy it for a customizable fit, and improved vent controls on the top of the helmet. In terms of pricing, the EOX is positioned slightly higher than the Atlas 4.0, reflecting its updates in comfort and functionality. However, not everything is an upgrade, and I've got a couple of nitpicks that I'd like to mention right now. First off, the visor mechanism. Swapping in and out of visors on the Atlas 4.0 and 3.0 was made incredibly easy with these little twist pins. Basically, all you do is you twist them around, you pull them out, repeat this process on the other side, and the whole visor snaps out. Easy peasy, old one off, new one on. And adding to that, visor positioning is super important for me. If I want to be able to ride around with my visor halfway cracked, I'd like to be able to do that. Or even almost cracked, or just slightly cracked to offer me a little bit of airflow. That would be amazing. But the EOX just doesn't have that functionality. It has maybe 3 or 4 preset positions total. And one thing that drives me absolutely nuts about my EOX is the visor. Whenever I want to shut my visor all the way, I've got a little bit of flex here, but whenever I shut it, there's no definitive click telling me that it's shut all the way. And what I really liked about my Atlas 4.0 visor was that whenever you shut it all the way, it had a very nice, firm, and audible click. The EOX just doesn't really have that because the new latching mechanism is more so or less just a plastic tab that the visor kind of rolls over rather than kind of a clasping or magnetic mechanism that the Atlas 4.0 had. On the bright side, the EOX does now come with a pin lock insert. If you've never used a pin lock, trust me, it's like discovering that sliced bread exists. Basically, it's a fog-free ride from this day forward that you install a pin lock mechanism. When comparing the Atlas 4.0 and the EOX, the improvements are kind of gray, honestly. I almost prefer the way that my Atlas wraps around my head and keeps me nice and snug inside of it. For some reason, the EOX doesn't give me that same level of security. Plus, the visor functionality on the Atlas 4.0 is enough for me to daily wear this helmet instead of my EOX. Both helmets do prioritize a bold design and visibility, but they're not without their quirks. One quick example is that the EOX right here has a much nicer top vent open and closing system on the helmet than the Atlas 4.0, which is this small tab that kind of gets lost if you're wearing thicker gloves and you're out riding on a colder day. But the biggest drawback is that neither helmet really solves the issue of excessive road noise. That said, they are both carbon fiber shells. I'm not expecting a dead silent ride, and honestly, most of the time, these little earplugs that I have are going to help quiet things down. If you'd like a set for yourself, they're fairly inexpensive. There's a link in the description. Safety-wise, both helmets utilize a multi-density EPS liner and Rheon technology. These features align with Ruroc's ongoing mission to blend style with substance, and it shows me that they're not just all about the aesthetic. Is it a bonus? Absolutely. But for them to partner with a company like Rheon, who is also partnered with another, kind of small company that maybe you've heard of, I don't know, the NFL, aka National Football League. I think for them to land a contract with a company like that is massive.
Massive.
And let's not forget that Ruroc helmets are ECE 2206 certified and even exceeding those minimum requirements. That means that they're meeting the latest safety standards just the same as the big box brands that you find on the shelves of Cycle Gear or Revzilla's website. So where does Ruroc stand, really? They're still a young company. They were only founded in circa 2007-2008. And in the motorcycle helmet world, they've only been doing it since 2019. Good things take time. And yes, maybe their helmets do come at a bit of a premium, but they've expanded their lineup recently, introducing the street range to make them more accessible to more people who don't want to pay a premium price tag. The only drawback is that the street range is fiberglass, which That's the price to pay if you want a cheaper lid. You're not going to get a carbon fiber shell. A few things that I really want them to hit on in the future: address the noise isolation. I think there's more that they can do to prevent so much noise penetrating the helmet. On the Atlas 4.0, it was the side vents that contributed to a lot of it. But on the EOX, you can see that they've, for the most part, integrated those side vents into the rear tail spoiler. Yet there's still a lot of noise being had inside of this helmet. The visor mechanism on the EOX, you can see that there's no tabs like there were on the Atlas 4.0. They've replaced this with kind of a spring, latch, and lever mechanism. Quite frankly, I hate it. It's not easy to use, and it's nowhere near as simple as what was on the Atlas 4.0. Ruroc, please go back to this. So yeah, refining their visor mechanisms is another area for improvement. A more intuitive venting system is also more called for. This vent on the inside of the helmet just isn't getting it done, guys. And finally, just better quality control overall, fellas. I know that you guys outsource your helmets to China. A lot of companies do that. I'm not going to complain about it because, well, capitalism. But small areas like this lower trim piece on the helmet coming unglued because of poor adhesion, come on. Established brands like Shoei or Arai definitely have the edge in refinement because they've been doing this basically forever, and it's like all they've ever done. But if Ruroc can continue to listen to customer feedback, innovate, design, and push the industry forward in what fashionable, safe motorcycle helmets can be, the future looks promising for them. And for now, that's all I've got to say. There's a lot of discussion to be had about this company, and I don't think that it's my place to really tell you what to buy with your money. But if you choose to buy a Ruroc helmet with your money, make sure you're using my links. They're in the description below. And beyond Ruroc, I'm also an affiliate for Revzilla as well, plus Amazon, plus eBay. So if you want to check out some of that stuff, or you're thinking of buying something, remember, click those links below. Help a brother out. It helps me continue making content like this. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, leave a like on it. It would be tremendously appreciated. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content. And one last thing, if you guys can get my channel to 20,000 subscribers, I will stop hiding behind the shields of Ruroc motorcycle helmets, and I'll just show my face and talk to you straight, and then my microphone quality will probably sound a little bit better too. But until then, you're stuck with this. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful week. Have a great day. Ride safe.